Hello and welcome to Mining Review Africa, and today we are speaking to Mark Baller, who's the Managing Director of Weba Chute Systems. Mark, always great to chat to you.
Yeah, nice to see you again.
Okay. Now, can you tell me, how have transfer points evolved from operational components into strategic assets in the mining sector?
Well, the transfer points, I think, have been identified by the operators as being as important component within the conveying system and a major cause of plant downtime. And as such, over the last couple of decades, we've seen a very big move to them focusing on engineered solutions within the transfer points rather than just trying to address the symptoms caused by poorly designed transfer points.
Okay. Now, Mark, what are the biggest changes in ore characteristics and throughput demands that are influencing transfer chute design today?
What we're seeing is there's been a big change in the throughput requirements of plants. So there's been a lot of emphasis on increased production and increased plant availability. And this obviously then relates to the transfer points or any piece of equipment within the plant that now needs to operate under more excessive conditions to produce. And obviously then also they look at the life of the components, because the plants want to minimize the downtime, maintenance windows, what they want to increase those, and it's all aimed at productive throughput of the plants.
Okay. Now, Mark, can you tell me, how is Weba Chute Systems helping mines to meet tighter ESG and safety requirements through transfer point design?
Well, a big emphasis on what we do in the transfer points. So if we go back 20 years ago, the main points that people would talk about is chute blockages and high wear within transfer points. What we are now seeing is that there's a much bigger emphasis on the safe operation and the environmental conditions around the transfer points. And a lot of the mines now have local communities which border directly onto the plants. So, in the good old days, if you want to call it that, where a mine was in the middle of nowhere, if it made a lot of dust, it actually didn't matter too much. But these days you have local communities that live in close proximity to these operations, and therefore the noise and dust and environmental emissions that are coming out from the plants not only affect the workers in those plants who are exposed directly to those emissions, but also the local communities around them. So with the Weba Chute, we pride ourselves on when we engineer a solution for our clients, is that we address these environmental issues. We reduce the dust emissions, the noise emissions that are emitted from the chutes. And this is an added benefit to our customers over and above the improved performance of the transfer point.
Absolutely. Now, Mark, Weba Chute Systems has supplied over 5,000 chutes throughout the company's history. Can you tell me, why is total cost of ownership now such an important consideration for your customers?
Well, I think it's always been a consideration, but in recent years, the market has become more restrictive, or the economics behind mining has become tighter. So clients are much more focused on getting a return on investment, what the cost of ownership of equipment is, because they have to look at their bottom line. And this is where the Weba Chute plays a huge role. We are very proud of the fact that Weba Chutes add to the customer's bottom line by improving the reliability of their plant, reducing the maintenance component, reducing the dust and environmental emissions, to the effect that many of our clients see a return on investment on their chutes within a 12 to 24 month period. So we add value, and we are very proud of that fact that we are there to help our clients improve their operations.
Absolutely. One final question, Mark. What makes your retrofit and lifecycle support approach different in solving chronic plant issues?
Well, at Weba, we've always approached the transfer chute solutions that we provide as being, we call them our chutes, even though we've sold them on to the clients. And we live with that product through the life cycle of the product. So it's not a case of selling a client a product and walking away. We are there to help the client maintain, service that equipment, and over the life cycle of the equipment, if there are changes in the operating conditions or the material conditions that the client is experiencing, is then to assist the client to adapt the piece of equipment to the circumstances that they now have to operate. So for Weba, it is very much a partnership we enter into with our clients, that we are there for the life of that product and hopefully for the life of the mine, to enhance their performance, make their life easier, and continue to, not just from the sale of the capital equipment, but also through the maintenance of the equipment, to ensure that the client gets a good return on the investment.
Absolutely. Well, Mark, always great to hear your insights, and thank you for joining us on Mining Review Africa today.
Thank you very much. It was good to see you again.